I rise briefly today to address something that I guess, quite frankly, I didn't want to have to address, but it appears to me it's going out publicly, so I have to say something, and you're going to hear more from me on this as we move forward. But very uncomfortable being put in this position, in all honesty. But there's going to be a article given out by MUCC, and it says, the caption says, "From the Director," and it says, "In defense of public lands." I want my colleagues to know that we've been holding meetings, probably 6 or 7 meetings a week, trying to work on a reasonable approach to how we own our land, use our land, buy and sell our land, looking at the whole thing. And we've been very open with people to tell them we don't have all the answers. We're just trying to get to a compromise type plan that we can all agree to and actually start paying attention to this, because it affects many people's very way of life. And for years, Mr. President, I've heard from the Department of Natural Resources that the reason for ownership is for you and I, the public, to go out and enjoy the great outdoors. And I agree with that concept. I think that's a great concept. And it makes sense for public ownership. Yet, far too many times in the past, we find berms, gates, restrictions, very limited use, and very difficult to ever get a trail put in when we try to get a trail put in for types of uses that some people don't care for. So what we're simply asking for is to take a look at this and become more of a balanced approach. All the above. We understand there's going to be areas that will be restricted, no doubt. We understand there's areas that need to be preserved, no doubt. We met with MUCC and the Director in our office. There was 2 other colleagues of mine and myself that met with them. We shared with him that we really want their input and we want to get this right. He agreed with us. As I said, this just came to my attention, so I'm going to address it right now briefly, but you'll hear more. As I'm reading through this, and by the way, the Director has yet to come back to our office, give us one suggestion, one criticism, so we could have a discussion about it. That's how it should have been done, Mr. President, not me up here publicly talking about it and not him publicly publishing it. But when I hear words like fraudulent put in this article, there's a reference in here that what we're working on is we're selling a bill of goods to the people, and it's fraudulent what we're doing. And yet, when we've asked the department to be able to sell 160 acres, as an example, that's contiguous to a private ranch, so he could have a little more acreage on his ranch, when in fact in that county the department already owns 55% of the county. And 2 years prior to the asking of selling of 160 acres of land, the department purchased 3,600 more acres in said county. We don't look at that as being unreasonable or an unreasonable ask. And then when the department says you must use this list to assess this property and get it what it's worth, here's our list of people we recommend, and that person does it and spends all that money to do it. And once that's done, then that's sent down here to Lansing, and the same department has someone down here that rejects that offer and says it's not good enough. And I hear in this article that we're trying to take away the great outdoor experience, and we're trying to be unreasonable, and how it's unreasonable to suggest that the department struggles with money to take care of the land they already own, which is one of the things we have said. That is a fraudulent statement. Mr. President, we got to start being straight with people, and we got to be open and honest with each other together. And putting a publication out like this, I am really disturbed by what I see in this thing. We tried and have been trying to work in good faith with everybody, and we are open to suggestions by everybody. I'm very discouraged with this, and I want folks to look at this and form your own opinion, but look at all the facts. Thank you, Mr. President.